What is extremely rare but people think it's very common? There are only 13 advertising blimps in use around the world, yet it's so common to see them when there's a football game. Wasabi. You can only really find the real stuff in Japan, and even there, it's really rare. The stuff you eat here is just colored horseradish. I'm gonna go with T-Rex fossils. I at least thought they were rather common since my local museum had like 3. There are something like only 50 ever found in the world, and only about 12 skulls. Your like and subscription will really help my channel. Having green eyes. Only 1 to 2% of humans on Earth have green eyes. 1 to 2% means 70 to 140 million people, and those millions probably live concentrated in select regions, so in those regions, green eyes feel more prevalent. Shark attacks. I live in Perth, supposedly one of the shark attack capitals of the world. Sure, we see them occasionally, but actual attacks are very rare. Becoming a successful YouTuber. If you could somehow get this into the heads of the 3 million 12-year-olds trying to do Minecraft on YouTube spamming everywhere, you'd be a hero. Being in an airplane crash, it's 1 in a million. But a lot of people I know are still more scared to travel on a plane than in a car. A woman's water breaking during pregnancy. It only happens outside of the hospital like 15% of the time. But in the movies, it's always the dramatic telling of when a baby is coming. Big dicks. At work right now, so I'm not Googling the stats, but if you've ever had the pleasure of perusing through the Craigslist personals, there are a ton of women wanting a guy with at least a 9 inches schlong. 2 former co-workers, women, once claimed that they believe 8 inches was the average dick size. They are setting themselves up for a life of disappointment. Burglary in the middle of the night. Burglary happens most often during the day, when nobody is home. No burglar wants to break in and try to sneak around your place while you're sleeping. His biggest concern is to evade detection. It makes more sense to work in the daytime, dropping out of college and becoming a millionaire, billionaire. Most of those people drop out of Harvard, MIT, Oxford, and Cambridge. They don't drop out of community college. Successfully resuscitating someone who has drowned. If your heart stops, there is a 1 in 20 chance you will survive with CPR. An AED doubles your chances, but that's only to 1 in 10. 90 to 95% of hearts that stop do not restart. The movies tell me all I have to do is scream at them to wake up, and it works. Or alternately, whisper softly into their ear about how much you love them. Barroom brawls. The vast majority of us haven't even thrown a punch in anger, let alone got the whole pub to join in with us in some choreographed mayhem. Writing code that executes on first compile. You almost never see 2 guys walking across the street carrying a big pane of glass. I was on a college visit once, and I saw 2 guys walking holding a big pane of glass. I took a good look because I know it will never happen again. I once slipped on a banana peel. I took a moment to really absorb it because I couldn't believe it had actually just happened. Successfully saving someone trapped by a fire via re-entering a burning building. The mortality rate for this is really high, and fire departments have petitioned to stop showing this in movies because it usually results in another life being lost. A potential mate who is successful, smart, funny, attractive, mentally stable, ready for commitment, and single. People giving away drugs to kids at Halloween. Why would they give away product they could sell? Astronomer here. Total solar eclipses. We know that they're not common at any given point on Earth, but you'll have about 1 a year somewhere on the planet. So it's not unreasonable to see one if you plan a little. The fit guy laughing at the fat newbie at the gym. When I was fat getting into shape, I got nothing but positive reinforcement from these guys to never give up and keep going. From my experience at the gym, usually people don't really give a shit what you're doing or what your body type is, unless you're either being a jerk or being dumb. A new and though provoking question on AskReddit rather than the usual 50 that are asked every single week and have been for the past 10 years. Epilepsy being fall to the floor, spaz uncontrollably, froth and all that, due to flashing lights. Epilepsy is recurring seizures, and there are lots and lots of seizure types, and often they aren't noticeable, even immediately so for the sufferer. Triggers for these seizures are more likely to be hyperventilation, stress, alcohol, or sleep deprivation, or stuff like that, than strobe lights. Epilepsy is also pretty common. Hitting a jackpot. That's why casinos exist and are hugely profitable. Late last year in my city, a woman won $1.2 million just on a VLT at a local bar. Great for her, but it led to an increase in people burning through their paychecks on those machines, getting killed by a serial killer who comes out with a mask and a knife every Halloween night. How would he have the time to kill that many teenagers? Can confirm it is rare. It only ever happened to me once. Autistic people being geniuses or savants. I work as a behavior therapist for autistic children. Many people seem to think that autism means a child is only socially awkward, but incredibly book smart. The huge majority of the clients I work with are far behind in cognitive development, which leads to them being far behind in education and related areas like reading and basic math. Your like and subscription will really help my channel. Thanks a lot for the donations.